Hey there, Michael McBride here to talk about one of the most transformative practices that I've been engaging in called G.R.E.A.T journaling. But first, let me tell you a story. Imagine as if you were going to get some groceries at the grocery store. So you get in your car, you put your seatbelt on, you turn the ignition on, and you press the gas pedal down, and you just start going. But instead of putting your hands on the steering wheel, you just want to kind of go with the flow. Let the car kind of show you where it needs to go. How's that going to work? Well, that's essentially the equivalent of how I lived my emotional life for years and years and years. I would just kind of let my mind wander into wherever it needed to wander, and usually the message that it all boiled down to was I suck. I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm, this or that. It basically boils down to I'm a terrible person. And truthfully, it got down to a point that I was running and running and running, trying to please everybody for the entire day. I would get to the end of the day and realize that I didn't remember what I did for that day. I was so checked out, and I would just feel really no sense of joy, of accomplishment, of anything that I was doing. So I knew I needed to change some things, and I was reading in some personal development about the power of gratitude. And I pulled together some ideas from various sources and put together a structure that I've been working on for quite some time now. And it has been such a transformative experience, and I want to share it with you. So it's called G.R.E.A.T journaling. It's an acronym. I love my acronyms. First of all, let me share with you the materials. I decided instead of getting a big notebook or putting in my phone, I decided to go to Target and put, $7 down for a little moleskin notebook. It's nice and small, very portable. It's got just some lines like this, nice little bookmark for privacy if you like. You can shut it like that. So I got this moleskin because I wanted a dedicated sacred space for this G.R.E.A.T journaling. I also got some pens that I really like. These little pens, beautiful gel pens. It's just a joy to write. I wanted that experience to be joyful. So I came up with this acronym that is G.R.E.A.T, G-R-E-A-T, right here. And I wrote it here just so we can take each one at a time, and I want to make a couple comments on it. So essentially all you're doing is just bullet pointing whatever comes to mind in any of these categories. I don't require myself to tackle all of the categories. Sometimes I focus on one more than others, but it's just a set of 5 energies that I've noticed that if I direct my mind in those areas, then I'm just a happier, more joyful, more present person. So let's break this down a little bit. First of all, the G stands for grateful. What am I grateful for today? What am I grateful for in that I remember? And there's this one quote that just stuck in my head in regards to gratitude, and it's this: what if you could only take into tomorrow the things that you were grateful for today? And as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, there are so many things that I want to take into tomorrow. So I better be grateful for them today. So that's what the G is all about. Grateful for. What am I grateful for? There's a study that came out where they were interviewing all these very successful people whose lives were described as joyful, and 100% of them practiced intentional gratitude, where you sit down and you actually will yourself to focus on the things for which you're grateful. So that's the first one. R, relieved. What are things that I'm relieved about? Feeling that sense of the pressure's off, or accomplishment. Oh, I've just completed a task. And the thing that I've noticed about this energy is that it's like there's a pendulum of stress and relief, and stress and relief. And it really helps me to know that when I'm experiencing that stress part, I know that the relief is on its way if I take action to accomplish the thing or resolve whatever that stress is. So just taking stock of those things, it's kind of like a little accomplishment meter, but it connects it in an emotional way. So that's R, relieved. The next one is excited. What am I excited about? What am I excited for? For me, this is one that I connect with very easily, and I love talking about things that I'm excited about right now, and I really love using this to talk about goals that I have in the future. Like, I'm excited to be debt-free. I'm excited to own a grand piano and a beautiful recording studio. And connecting to those goals or those gaps that I'm trying to narrow from a perspective of being excited for them just gives me so much energy and helps me take action toward those goals. So that is E, excited. The next one is attracted, A for attracted. What am I attracted to? Now, at first glance, and I've had several conversations with people about this as well, our first intuition is thinking about a person that we're attracted to, or a kind of look or physique that we're attracted to. And while, yes, it can definitely include that, you can say I'm attracted to, people with blue eyes or blonde hair or with beards or whatever it is. You can also expand that idea of attraction into so many different areas. You can be attracted to an idea. You can be attracted to a kind of personality. For me, I know that I'm attracted to people who ask me questions. Like, there's just this natural magnetism that I feel drawn toward them. Now, here's the flip. If you know what you're attracted to, very specifically, it's very likely that people who are similar to you are attracted to those things as well. And if you can embody those things, then they will be drawn to you effortlessly. So it's a very, very powerful energy to connect to. What are you attracted to? Who? Anything that you're feeling that sense of magnetism or draw toward. The last category is T, and I had to add a little word, totally loving. It's not just enough for me to love something, I gotta totally love it. And it's really just feeling that sense of just, I love this. It's so exciting or invigorating or joyful, but it's usually something that's happening right now. And it's all about being present to the things that are happening right now. So there's the acronym: grateful, relieved, excited, attracted, and totally loving. Now, from a social media standpoint, as I know a lot of us are looking for ways to grow our social media, what I've discovered is that if you can be honest with yourself about these 5 energies, write them down, that is some of the most important information that you can use to attract other people who are like you and to grow your social media in that way. So you can craft posts that have something to do with any one of these 5 categories. And because there's this emotional connection, this story, this personality to it, those are the posts that seem to engage the most because they tug at the heartstrings of the people who are following you and who are looking to follow you. So as you practice this, I encourage you to make this a daily practice. I will say that there are some days that the flow is nice and easy, and then there are some days that the flow is really hard. Like, for example, today I struggled with trying to get just get present. It was hard for me. And what I've noticed is that when it's hard for me to get present to these 5 energies, that's usually the times that I need them the most. So blessings to you as you practice your great journaling, and I know you're going to find amazing things about yourself.